Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everybody. I am here to give you guys a recap on the new episode of Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise on episode 17, or the season 2 of Gundam Build Divers Re-Rise on episode 4. But an overall episode, it's episode 17 recap. Anyways, this episode shows like a backstory of Kuradon, the ancient sacred beast whatsoever, himself, and what he was involved in, and why that menacing thing is doing what it's doing to Eldora or Eladora, however you want to call it. We get to know the backstory of Kuradon himself, and he explains everything to everybody, especially the Gunpla pilot, which is the Build Divers team that's currently in the season of Re-Rise. We have to it that this thing is called Alice, and he was actually created by the Ancient Ones to actually protect the planet or Elador from any invasion of attacks. Eventually, he fulfilled his purpose when he fought against numerous of a giant invasion to the planet that he was protecting. And later on, after he defeated those invaders, he will later on go into a deep sleep. Unfortunately, after he's waken up, he will see the new people on the planet and realizes that they are a danger in his own perspective and eyes, and he ends up attacking them and tries to eliminate them. So it looks like to me this guy is not some kind of bad guy at all. He's only trying to protect the planet, but unfortunately for the others, it doesn't seem that way. And we get to know that this guy believes that the new people, which is Freddy's own kind, is invading the planet and that he's trying to eliminate them. Eventually, we have to it that the Kuradon also explained that the Ancient Ones actually were the ones that created him. They end up going to a place that's called the GBN world when they know that the planet's going to recover from the war-torn atmosphere and everything all together. And just by looking at one of them, it might be someone that's related to Hiroto, Call me crazy or something, but it looks like one of them might be related, but might have a acquaintance or relationship with Hiroto. And I think I could make some bets on that because I think one of them looks a little familiar to that person. I think her name is called Eve, whatever you want to call it. It is? Yeah. But aside from that, we also get to know that Kuradon was the one that summoned Masaki Shido. And because of, after Alice realizes the threat of what Masaki Shido was, he will later on somehow have the knowledge to get to GBN world and get a bunch of Gunpla, or should I say Zaku machines, one-eyed machines whatsoever, put them into his world, take down Masaki Shido, and mind control him to his own will, which only makes it worse and more ugly to that point, which is very, very bad. And because of this, Kuradon will later on get punished for, misusing Masaki Shido and putting him into a bad situation. He's damaged up. We have to it that Kuradon plans to go to Alice and destroy him himself, but he needs to have his wounds healed up. But unfortunately, we don't really know what the time is right now, but it looks like to me he may not even have much time to stop him before he heals up and, let's see here, stop him from annihilating the planet or the new people, Freddy's new people, Although Kuradon warns the Gunpla pilots to get out of here, this is a matter of ours. This is our matter ourselves. Why do you want to be involved here? They stated their reasons, not wanting to give up on them, not wanting to abandon them, and we have to it that because of that, Kuradon decides to give up and says, do whatever you please. And we see to it, of course, that eventually Hiroto, Mei, Kazami, and Par will later on go back to the GBN world and later on go back to the real world after they have a little small discussion of what Kuradon told them, And we get to know two of our characters, Kazami and Par, Kazami actually had a father, but it looks like to me he might have disappeared or possibly died at sea, when he went to go out into the ocean. And he only remembers the time when his father took him out to a festival and bought him a Gunpla kit that he was interested in. And we get to know Par. Oh my gosh. It looks like I thought Par was a freaking kid, but not at all. We get to know that Parr was actually a pilot, but because of his recklessness in driving into a storm and the wing having to like break on one of the jets that he was flying whatsoever, we get to know that he got into an accident after that jet wing or plane that he's been piloting broke, and then got into an accident, caused him to actually go on a wheelchair for life, and later on becomes very upset, and then someone else decides to save him by saying, hey, you know what? I could actually help you out with this, you know? I could take you to a place where you could reinvigorate yourself, your love for the skies, you know? And we get to see May talking to, like, one of our characters from the original Gundam Build Divers, you know? But aside from that, we have to it that May says, you know, if this was a game, we would have invited you. But, you know, with what's going on here, these ancient sands that we know is only meant to summon the other ancient ones back to their planet. And we see, too, that Hiroto is having a couple minds to have a couple thoughts, and his father decides to help him out, you know? Even though he was joking about that he's saving a world, which he is actually doing, like from another planet or so. We have to it that the world, that he gives Hiroto some advice not to give up and just keep striving, you know? Eventually what you're doing could possibly save the world whatsoever, as long as you could do it right. And we see too that Hiroto goes back home and, being encouraged by his father, decides to open up a box that he sealed away long ago, maybe many ages ago, and he decides to open them up and remembers that time where he actually fought pilot Alice, who went into docking mode with this Gunpla or Gundam pilot machine, and maybe he's thinking of some countermeasures against it. As for Hiroto's love interest, well, not too much of a love interest anyway, she's really concerned about Hiroto because she believes, and I think she is on point, by the way, that Hiroto might be involved with something that is much more dangerous than she would realize or something, you know? And she hopes that Hiroto will be okay. Preview next episode, it looks like we might see like the fight with Alice again in that new Gunpla or Gundam machine that he took. But if you guys been keeping up with some news here and there, I think if I remember correctly, like one of the freaking like episodes was supposed to be delayed, but the way I look at it, it doesn't look that way, I guess. But I guess it's because it's on YouTube or online and everything else seems okay, so not much of a big deal. But aside from that, looking forward to next episode, although like this episode was actually interesting to see how Kurodon is actually at fault here, or he believes so, but not too much of it. So guess we'll have to see how this goes out for our other characters, because it's already looking tough for them right now, especially when they realize it's a real thing and not some kind of stinking simple video game mission. It's scary, man. I mean, like, what else can there be? So until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time, alright? Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!